Are we alone in this universe? Or are there other civilizations living among us in this universe? Welcome to the Lair of the Unknown, my friends, the darkest channel where reality becomes fascination. I am your host, the Dark Lord, and when I'm not having nightmares about being abducted by aliens, well, I'm in my lair discussing the possibility of their existence. Let me begin this by saying that there are 5 types of close encounters, not 4, like some would have you believe. The first kind would be sightings of UFOs by many eyewitnesses across the world. For example, one UFO eyewitness, who skeptics find it difficult to discredit, would be the U.S. President himself. More specifically, the eyewitness claim in 1973 by President Jimmy Carter himself. He claimed to have seen a color-changing object above the horizon to the west of his position. It then stopped behind the pine trees and vanished. It was witnessed by 10 to 12 other people as well as Jimmy Carter. The exact date this occurred is unknown, but the year was confirmed as 1969, though it was not reported until September 14, 1973. Now, the second kind of encounter is pictures and videos of UFOs. Paintings and illustrations of UFOs are also seen in ancient history drawings going all the way back to 240 BC, such as this one and this one. Although skeptics would question the authenticity of these illustrations, believing that they are comets or meteors as well. Like a well-known example would be the Halley's Comet, seen in the same year as these two. Now, what about UFOs caught on film? One, if not the most famous example of lights and anomalies being caught on film were the famous Phoenix Lights, seen over the city of Phoenix, Arizona on March 13, 1997. But I will talk about those later on. A famous photo of a flying saucer was taken over Passaic, New Jersey on July 31st, 1952, which would be this one right here. But many claim it to be a frisbee. The debate goes on to this day. The third kind of close encounter would be making contact with non-human intelligences. A very well-known film about this type of encounter would be Close Encounters of the Third Kind, starring Richard Dreyfuss and directed by Steven Spielberg. Let's take a peek at that for a second. America's first national monument at the end of this movie takes place is at Devil's Tower, which I, the Dark Lord, visited in 2010. The fourth kind of encounter is the scariest and the most terrifying: abduction. The movie about this is called, well, The Fourth Kind. Obviously, let's take a look at that for a moment.
By the time I reach 1, you will be asleep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The Betty and Barney Hill abduction incident in September of 1961 is a real-life example of that, but I will discuss that later. The fifth kind of close encounter would be coexistence with aliens. Would that even be possible? Will we befriend aliens like in E.T.? Let's watch a clip.
That is incorrect. The correct spelling of nuisance is N-U-I-S-E.
What about having fun with them like in Scary Movie 3?
Destroy her before 7 days.
You mean you watched the videotape?
Our satellite picked up what we thought was Pootie Tang. That was a week ago. And now our entire race will die unless the girl is destroyed.
Oh, see? They are peaceful.
Well, if they're so peaceful, man, why were they choking us a few minutes ago?
Oh, that's how we say hello.
Hello. Nice to see you.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Well, how do you guys say goodbye?
Oh, I had to ask.
If you think that's strange, you should see how we pee.
Or not? Or would it be like Nazi Germany befriending Russia before an all-out invasion like in the movie Life? Would the aliens cause mass extinction on Earth? That would put us in serious trouble, I'm just saying. The subject or topic on extraterrestrial life is definitely going to be one of the biggest topics, or if not the biggest topic, I will ever discuss. It contains a lot of info and evidence going all the way back centuries before present day, but also evidence coming forth every single day of the year and even into the future. This makes me think, were the pyramids of Giza really only built by humans? Or did they have alien assistance in the process? This is heavily debated in the History Channel series Ancient Aliens. Let's take a peek at that.
Shuttle astronauts will report that they've seen things that might be due to an alien presence.
Strange formations on the surface of Mars.
Now, some NASA scientists say this is all just a light and shadow game.
And lunar missions, rumored to have secret agendas.
The race for the moon. Was it a race to reach technology that was left behind by an extraterrestrial race?
Is NASA sharing all that it knows about the universe? Or are they protecting us from the truth?
The Brookings report says very specifically, number one, don't tell anybody. If you tell anybody, it will shatter the fabric of our civilization.
Millions of people around the world believe we have been visited in the past by extraterrestrial beings.
And what about the history of the Stonehenge? The Stonehenge was said to have been constructed from 2600 to 2400 BC, with many claiming it was a sacred burial ground where rituals were held. Now, what about the crop circle that was formed near the Stonehenge that had been spotted by a helicopter pilot, though it had not been present moments beforehand? Let's talk about crop circles for a minute. The first written report of a crop circles was brought forth in a 1678 news report, The Mowing Devil, or Strange News out of Hertfordshire, which some believed was the first report of a crop circle. However, it was dismissed by most, believing that the crops were cut rather than being bent. Starting in the 1960s, UFO sightings and other strange phenomena were on the rise around the world, leading people to believe that the crop circles had alien origins. If that's so, what messages are they sending? Signs? Directions? Map coordinates like in the movie Signs? Let's watch a clip. The most recent cross circle in 2010 appears to be of an octopus. Apparently that represents the ocean, but the true message behind it we may never know. Alright, let's circle back to abduction incidents. The most well-known alien abduction incident is the Betty and Barney Hill alien abduction incident, which occurred in the state of New Hampshire from September 19, 1961 to September 20th, 1961. The couple stated that the encounter began at around 10:30 at night. They observed a strange light near the moon that began producing multiple colors at once and was slowly rotating. They continued watching the craft as it glided back and forth. As the craft ascended toward their vehicle, they claimed to see 9 to 11 humanoid figures stare at them through the glass windows, which they claimed were not humans at all, but something else. After the situation concluded, the Hills arrived at home around dawn. They experienced certain anomalies they could not explain, such as irregular impulses, strange dreams, and memory loss that was caused by buzzing noises they had heard. The Hills couple attempted to draw sketches of the beings they saw to the U.S. Air Force and to the local police, such as this one. They also claimed to have missed time during their experience with the UFO. This incident report was the first widely publicized abduction case in the history of the U.S. Now, my friends, let's talk about the famous case of, you guessed it, the Phoenix Lights. On the night of March 13th, 1997, thousands claimed to have seen strange lights attached to mysterious objects flying over the city of Phoenix, Arizona. From 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., a V-shaped craft was seen gliding from Nevada through Phoenix to the edge of Tucson, which many seen from a space of at around 300 miles from one to the other. Although the U.S. Air Force and Governor Symington claimed that the very same night Operation Snowbird was being initiated through the very same skies over Phoenix. Another claimed that a set of lights were actually just illumination flares being dropped around southwest Arizona. However, years later, Fife Symington was the current governor of Arizona at the time, retracted his statement and actually admitted that the aircrafts and lights attached to them were actually members of an alien race. Join me next time, my friends, when I dive further into the mysteries of the great beyond. And by that I mean the whole damn universe. Ciao, bitches.